Hey everyone, John Henry here, and today in the market psychology video, we've got crude oil going absolutely bonkers, going all over the place. Now, yesterday, very obviously, was inventory day, right? Now, we talked about that a little bit in the yesterday psychology video as well, but just a huge up move. And that up move continued, right? It didn't stop. It just kept going and going and going. So the buyers are hugely vested in this move to the upside. Now, the big issue that we run into is simply, well, we're really high up, right? It's very difficult to be a buyer here, knowing the amount of bullish strength that's coming in and how high we are. You don't want to buy high, you want to buy low and let the move go high so you can take your profit. So we end the day yesterday with a hugely bullish tone, and then we open today with a gap up, right? After that type of scenario, especially with this kind of bull close, there are going to be a lot of buyers that say, all right, you know what? Fine. Just get me into the market. Let's go. And we'll look for just a quick little move to the upside. And if it keeps going, then I'll just add in more. They're sick of waiting, right? So knowing that information, that does give you the option to look for a quick scalp at the open for a nice little drive higher. But the big buyers are going to be waiting to buy low. They don't want to buy all the way up here. So you're not expecting a massive move. You're just looking for a quick in, quick out, just kind of play it by ear until you get more information. Now look at these candles, right? Big bull candle, smaller bull candle, smaller, smaller, smaller. It kind of peters out, right? It goes up and it continues higher. That's normally very indicative of a continuing bull trend because the buyers are buying low, i.e. down here, and they're taking profit as it goes higher. Now, what we follow this move up with is an explosive move to the downside where it's completely opposite, right? It's opposite of what we saw in the morning. Small bear, bigger bear, bigger bear, right? They're getting bigger and bigger. It's getting parabolic to the downside. That isn't something that you want to buy into, right? Now, there will be buyers that try to go into that move, but you really need to wait for some extra confirmation because that shows a couple things. The sellers are absolutely hammering this market lower, but more so because it's becoming parabolic, that means that it's getting tilted in the sense that there are more sellers than there are buyers. Now, that also signals the fact that buyers are getting stopped out. That would be a really easy way for there to be more selling pressure than there are buying pressure. Now, the other big clue, they're closing at the lows. Very strong bear candles. And what are they met with? A very weak bull candle. Really strong bull candle, but not really any continuation from the earlier one. So really not any proof that the buyers want this market at all. Even though we're coming off of an area of support on that prior kind of wedge at the end of the RTH day yesterday, we're not seeing the buyers step up to the plate and slap this thing higher. The sellers still own this market to the downside. Now, this is the area where you'd be expecting buyers to want to come in, right? We've gone low. They want to be buyers here. Unfortunately, the context is terrible, right? We're hammering lower. You don't want to buy that. That's called catching a falling knife. We trigger up, the buyers get triggered into the move. They go one tick above that little bull candle there and immediately close down. That is a huge trap. We just had buyers get absolutely obliterated buying that area because they were impatient. They didn't want to wait for more information. They bought into the move and it slammed them down into their stops. That is a gorgeous reason to become a seller. Not for a huge move. You're looking for the next area of support, which would be right at the bottom of that channel instead. So a quick little sell right down to the channel. Beautiful, fast little move right there. And now we start seeing some buying pressure coming in. Now, again, this is another situation where, yes, this is where you expect to see buyers coming in, but look at the context. Look how big the bear candles are, right? Look at this huge bear candle. Is this little bitty bull candle going to be able to take that bear candle back? No, there's almost no way that that little bull candle takes that bear move back. So we still have to maintain our bearishness until we really see the sellers fall apart. When the buyers had their chance to take it back, well, look at that bull candle, right? Is that a convincing bull candle that you want to be a buyer of? Is that a convincing bull candle that you want to be a buyer of? Not a chance, right? Every buyer on the planet that wanted to buy low is looking at that like, man, these buyers just don't have anything. They're just not getting any movement, right? The buyers should be coming in here and they're falling flat on their face every time they show up to the party. And then we get this little kind of inconspicuous bear candle. Now, put it into context, right? We know the bulls are absolutely falling apart. That's blatantly obvious. And the bears have a chance to take a very small risk on a trade. They can sell underneath it with a little tiny stop above it. And they're looking for a breakout move, knowing that these buyers have absolutely no bias in this market. That is a beautiful risk reward trade to drop that market down and look at the follow through. Everybody agreed on what to do right there, and they hammered that market lower. That is just kind of the nail in the coffin for the buyers. The buyers are out right now. We are getting to a longer term buy area. I'm sure we can find something down here where the buyers might want to come in, but at the moment, the sellers own this market, and you need to be a seller. And that's the importance of putting market psychology in combination with technical analysis, because looking behind the scenes here really gave you the big heads up on what to do for the moves today. And that really just, you can't ask for better setups when you're on the right side of things. So hopefully you learned something, hopefully you found it interesting, and we'll see you next time.